Hello and welcome to Social Wednesday with Evolutz. This is our 25th episode and today's guest is Josh Darby.
Don't worry, that you nailed it. It was close. I mean, like you ran up and with such confidence you hit MacLellan.
Josh Darby MacLellan.
Yeah. Kind of. I mean, like it's close.
Josh began his career in corporate security in Canada's financial sector before pivoting to cybersecurity in 2019 by joining a cyber threat intelligence team. Josh now works in a fusion center, providing strategic threat intelligence positions with ISC Square, Toronto Chapter, and ISIS Canada, focused on supporting new entrants to industry. So thanks again, Josh, for being here.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Social Wednesday is a series where guests play a game of 12 questions and have less than 10 seconds to answer. Josh has not seen the questions before, and this is not rehearsed. So are you ready?
Born ready, let's do this.
Okay, perfect. So, question 1. What are you currently watching on Netflix?
Oh, good question. New Girl, just because need some light relief from life. about to start Squid Games.
Oh, I loved it.
Everyone's been hyping it, and I saw these statistics on like how many viewers Netflix has for it, and it's like the top viewed show. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what the fuss is about.
It's good. Okay, question 2. What will you be doing for Halloween this year?
It's going to a friend's place. We're doing like a big group dress up thing. So they are hosting us dinner and then drinks, and yeah, it would be kind of quite low key in a house, but lots of friends.
Nice.
How about you?
Nothing. Probably working.
Really? My friend is a designer, and he's designing group costumes. Oh, sorry, like costumes for the entire group that all kind of have the same theme. So I'm super excited. He's kept a lot of the final designs under wraps. So we're gonna kind of find out on the night what it will look like.
I hope it fits.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right?
Question 3. What is one thing we might not know about you?
Good question. I almost landed myself in some really hot water in Singapore. I learned and then forgot about the law to do with chewing gum and how it's banned in the country. And I'm someone who chews chewing gum avidly, and I brought 24 packs with me when I went traveling because I always wanted to be prepared. And I kind of imported chewing gum illegally into Singapore, and that could have landed me with apparently up to a $100,000 Sing dollar fine. But luckily it wasn't caught. So yeah, that was a close call, and oddly over chewing gum. Sorry?
For chewing gum?
Yeah. There's many things that you can be fined for in Singapore, such as being drunk and disorderly, spitting on the street, littering, eating on their metro. And they've also banned chewing gum across the entire country. And I learned this when I was younger, and I forgot it, and I went there. So that was my close call with a hefty fine or potential jail time, but that's under extremely rare circumstances.
Good to know. We learned a lesson here when going to Singapore.
Yeah, be careful. Read up on the laws and rules, because you can get fined for an array of things. It's called the fine city or the fine country for a reason, because it's both gorgeous, but then also you can get done.
All right, question 4. I don't even know this. I think I know the answer, but how many languages do you speak?
1, barely.
Okay, so English, right?
Yeah, I English and Scottish. I kid. I went to a language specialist high school in the UK and learned a bit of German and French, but not enough for it to be useful. And that kind of indicates just how bad they are teaching languages in the UK. The UK is infamously bad for it, and I experienced that firsthand. So sadly, I only speak one language, but it's always been a goal of mine to pick up a second one. Thinking kind of German sounds quite cool.
You speak the Queen's English.
Oh, the accent. Yeah, so it's received pronunciation. I spent 6 years being raised in Oxford, so went from having a strong East End London accent to what I have now.
Question 5. If you could buy anything in the world, what would you buy?
A jet ski. there's that really funny phrase. It's money doesn't make you happy, but it can buy you a jet ski. And have you ever seen someone unhappy on a jet ski?
That's true.
Yeah,
Unless
so
you're water.
true. So yeah, that popped into head. But in all seriousness, I'd probably just buy like an around the world trip where you can just like fly continuously, because travel is something that I really want to do more of, and obviously we've been held back from doing it for so long because of the pandemic. So that would be my number one purchase in all seriousness.
So worldwide trip.
Yes, absolutely. Just like unlimited airfare for a year would be fantastic. Terrible for the environment, but great for my traveling.
And hotels and food and all that jazz.
Yeah, although I'm like more of an Airbnb when I travel. I like to kind of pick different apartments and like find like cool places to rent and to kind of see like what the local like accommodation and housing and apartments look like.
Okay, question 6. If you could meet anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Noam Chomsky or Nelson Mandela, I think, it would just be so fascinating to talk to, I think, and Mandela especially would have like undoubtedly some of the most interesting stories from his political career.
Question 7. Your favorite tradition?
Favorite tradition? This is a tough question because I'm not really big on traditions. I'm trying to think about ones that I've been engaged in recently. I'm going to go over my 10 seconds. 1 second. Oh, actually, okay, yeah. One of my recent favorite traditions is, since moving to Canada, I tended to have spent most family vacations like Thanksgiving, Easter, and Christmas with my friend from university, who was my roommate, with him and his family. So that's been like a really nice way to still get like sense of family whilst being abroad and so far away from my family. Especially during the pandemic, when I didn't get to see my parents for a couple of years, it was just really nice to still have that kind of like familial connection out here. So that's definitely one of my favorite traditions.
Question 8. What is your proudest accomplishment?
Proudest accomplishment? I'd say probably starting my career here in Canada. I came over to wrap up my studies, and then I wanted to give the old college try of like starting my career in Toronto, and I've been able to actually like start it and have had quite like a good career so far. And that's like moving to a city that was new to me, and have kind of like not bringing my entire like network over from the UK. I had to kind of like build everything here. So I'm quite proud that is going well, and hopefully it keeps going well.
You're doing fantastic, seriously.
Oh, cheers, I appreciate that. So are you.
All right, question 9. Have you ever experienced a miracle?
No, I don't believe in miracles.
No? Okay.
Not
Simple
besides,
answer. Yeah, simple answer. Question 10. If you could give a shout out to someone, who would it be?
I would like to give this is from work. I'd like to give a shout out to all of our first responders on the front line during the pandemic, and especially those in the medical industry. It's been a tough couple of years for everyone, but especially those who are like on the front lines dealing with not just the pandemic, but also people's reactions to the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, shout out to you folks. Keep up the good work. We are indebted to you.
Yes, we are. Thank you for that. Yeah. Question 11. This one is a good one. How would you describe our 2018 GSX experience in 10 seconds?
So much fun. No, Las Vegas was incredible. It was my first time in the city, and I think we made the most of that conference for sure.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, stop at 10 seconds. You can go on. I'm not going to penalize you.
How about you? In 10 seconds, how do you describe GSX?
Amazing, fruitful, and we made the most out of it. Yeah, because like we networked the hell out of it. And
yeah, it's crazy.
It was just life-changing and like even the friendship that we have developed throughout the years as well, and it's great. I mean, I'm very grateful for that opportunity. And if you are a young professional, every year the Young Professional Council gives out 2 passes to GSX experience, and if you have to write an essay and put
a short one
there, a short essay, yes, and
yeah.
It's a great opportunity. It's life-changing.
Yeah, and also, like, what's the worst that happens? You spent a couple hours writing an essay, and like it doesn't go anywhere. On the plus side, you could get an all expenses paid conference, which is sweet.
So it was very, very great. And last but not least, what is your current favorite hobby?
It's like, this sounds really basic, but just like seeing my friends again. It's so simple, but just like the simple pleasure of going to meet up in a bar and having a drink with a friend and just catching up. Like I don't know if you can count that as a hobby, but it's what I'm putting a lot of time into right now, because there's been people I've not seen for months now.
Socializing, I mean, it's a luxury now. Not everyone can do it yet.
Exactly. So I feel very fortunate that the vaccines and kind of this approach to the pandemic has like made this possible. It's definitely something that I don't think I'll take for granted ever again. But it's just the simple pleasure of having a good conversation with a friend in person.
It's true. We still haven't met since last time I saw you 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Way long overdue a catch up.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for playing. What did you think of the game and questions?
It's good fun. Some of the questions kind of like really stumped me. I'm normally quite quick on my feet, so these were really good questions. It really made me think hard.
Good. As long as you had fun, that's the most important part.
Definitely I did. And thanks again for inviting me on the show.
But before we do end the episode, please tell us more about the Cyber Toronto conference coming up in December 2021.
Yes, so big shout out to Victoria Granova. This is her brainchild, and it's a community organised cybersecurity conference in Toronto. It's free, it's virtual, it runs for 2 days on December 1st to 2nd, and there's just such a fantastic lineup of speakers and people from the community who are all coming together and putting on this, what will be a fantastic conversation about cybersecurity. So if you're interested in cybersecurity, check out many of the adverts and posts going around on LinkedIn. You can just search for Cyber Toronto conference and it should pop up.
That's nice. Shout out to you, Victoria. Good job. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Josh. And this concludes episode 25 of Social Wednesday with Evolutz. Stay tuned for the next episode. And in the meantime, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask our next guest or even recommend a guest for this series, comment below. Thanks again for watching and see you in 2 weeks.
Cheers. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.